How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Orson Welles. I'm speaking for the Mercury Theater, and what follows is supposed to advertise our first motion picture. Citizen Kane is the title, and we hope it can correctly be called a coming attraction. It's certainly coming to this theater, and I think our Mercury actors make it an attraction. I'd like you to meet them. Speaking of attractions, well, the chorus girls are certainly an attraction, but frankly, ladies and gentlemen, we're just showing you the chorus girls for purposes of ballyhoo. It's pretty nice ballyhoo. But here's some of our real Mercury people. This is the first time you've seen most of them on the screen. Hey, give Joe a little light. Thanks. Now smile for the folks, Joe. Smile. Joseph Cotton, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Joseph Cotton, I think you're going to see a lot of him. Here's Ruth Warwick, whom I know you love. Ruth, look at the camera, Ruth. We caught Ruth with her hair up. And here's somebody you've all heard on the radio, so I don't have to tell you he's wonderful, Ray Collins. Dorothy Commongore is a name I'm going to repeat. Dorothy Commongore. I won't have to repeat it much longer. You'll be repeating it. And here's George Coulouris, who's a grand actor. I'll say that name again. George Coulouris. Watch it. Here comes Everett Sloane. Look out, Everett. Oops. Everett Sloane, ladies and gentlemen, he isn't necessarily a comedian. And here's one of the best actors in the world, Agnes Moorehead. I've said a lot of nice things, but Erskine Sanford deserves some more. Erskine Sanford. So does Paul. Paul Stewart, everybody. Citizen Kane is a modern American story about a man called Kane, Charles Foster Kane. I don't know how to tell you about him. There's so many things to say. I'll turn you over instead to the characters in the picture. As you'll see, they feel very strongly on the subject.
Charles Foster Kane is...
Sure, he started the war. But do you think if it hadn't been for Mr. Kane, the United States would have the Panama Canal?
Charles Foster Kane is nothing more or less than a communist.
Kane, governor. Listen, when the voters of this state and Mrs. Kane learn what I found out about Mr. Kane and a certain little blondie named Susan Alexander, he couldn't be elected dog catcher. I'm going to skin Mr. Charles Foster Kane alive.
I'm going to marry him next week at the White House.
Emily, I hear you've been stepping out with Charlie Kane.
Of course I love him. I gave him $60 million.
Well, of course I love him. He's the richest man in America.
But all the girls say about him at first.
But you know, I can't help but admire him. He's crazy.
He's wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you'll think about Mr. Kane. I can't imagine. You see, I play the part myself. Well, Kane is a hero and a scoundrel, a no-account and a swell guy, a great lover, a great American citizen, and a dirty dog. It depends on who's talking about him. What's the real truth about Charles Foster Kane? I wish you'd come to this theater when Citizen Kane plays here and decide for yourself.
Pyramid Distribution presents Glenn Ford, Sandal Bergman, Randall Tex Cobb, Ted Pryor, Tracy Lords, Jan Michael Vincent, in the riveting psychological thriller, Raw Nerve.
Counting the two last night, we've got 6 dead bodies, all young females.
Something strange is happening to Jimmy Clayton. He sees the murders as they happen, but he cannot stop them.
I got this pain in my head, and I saw
Get this man out of here.
I want you to leave Jimmy alone.
Should I take that as a threat?
Take it anywhere you want it, lady.
You know, he's out there. He's out there looking for another victim, and he is going to find one, and then he's going to find another, and another, until we stop him.
Why are the police after Jimmy?
He was having a vision.
Is he psychic? Is he dreaming? Or is he remembering?
Blake Garrett did it. I saw him. He's the one you want.
Get out! All are suspect. Few will survive. The shocking conclusion will take you to the very edge of your nerve. Raw Nerve. Coming soon to a theater near you.
In 1951, black children in the South were shackled by discrimination, dirt poor, and little or no education. A young lawyer helped to change it. The story of a man who opened the doors of equality and would sit on the Supreme Court as America's first black justice. Three-time Oscar winner Sidney Poitier stars as Thurgood Marshall, who challenged segregation and gave every child an equal chance.
Your county spends $179 per year for each white child, and only $43 for each colored child. That's not equal, and that means it's against the law, pure and simple.
I'm asking these people to risk their jobs and their safety. That's asking a lot.
My house is burning down! You've got to stop it!
It's gone too far. We're not turning back.
Sudden integration could turn out to be the worst thing for the cause of the Negro.
To fight, to strike down segregation.
Separate but equal has been upheld by the court 7 times.
What kind of law is this?
The Clarendon County school case has become a problem.
If we don't push, who will?
If you take the case, it will appear that you are against the Negro.
I've argued 138 cases in that court. In 50 years, I've never taken a case because it was popular or unpopular.
This is 1952.
People are used to living and doing things a certain way in our part of the country.
Nearly 100 years.
You can't expect people to change overnight. Feelings run too deep.
I believe it's wrong. Wrong for 9 men in Washington to tell a man in South Carolina who his daughter ought to sit next to in school. I'm going to take this case, and I'm going to win it.
There will be hostility and probably reprisals, but the law is on our side. No state shall deny any person the equal protection of the law.
Separate but equal. A Republic Pictures production.
Critics coast to coast agree that Separate but Equal is unequaled in entertainment. Powerful and moving, grade A. Extraordinary, intelligently and movingly captures a turning point in the nation's history. One of the greatest courtroom dramas ever made. An A+, should be required viewing in every high school history class in the land. Valuable and compelling, highly recommended. A separate and superior film. Unexpected highs of thoughtful, emotional power. Separate but Equal, coming soon from Republic Pictures Home Video.
Kick Fighter. Life is hell on the streets of Bangkok. Kick Fighter.
Fighting, Joe, fighting! Fighting! They started up! They started up! Let me out! I didn't do it!
We will have amateur nights. Amateur night? 500 baht to anyone who dares to challenge Dahl.
I'll take him. Winning every fight, Ryan Traver's reputation quickly reaches into the mob-controlled kickboxing leagues of Thailand.
He's gonna win! We could make us some real money.
Don't press your luck. Doctor says you're not doing so good. I need money.
I'll set up your first fight. You do your thing, we'll be in like Flynn.
Now, forced to fight, he must break every rule in his greatest challenge ever.
Just give us one fight, we'll show you. That's all I ask. We could be interested, Mr. August.
We now own you. I'll fight you, champion.
Got Kane.
Kick Fighter.